Listen up, boys and girls. If you're a Mug Club subscriber, you should be watching this show on Mug Club on Locals and not Rumble. Click the link in the description below to go there and watch the full episode without interruption. And if you're only watching on Rumble, subscribe now and get twice as much of me like my wife does, and Crowder's show, and a lot more. Thank you.
Look at this. Fucking wrinkles like an old lady's cunt.
Oops. I thought that was the old lady going, I'm tired. So I don't know if we want to open with that. Is that all right? It's a Nick Di Paolo show, folks. You know, I love that word. I've never fucking shied off from it. Only because people make a big deal about it. Hey, speaking of, no. We got a great show. She's back by popular demand. You've probably seen her on Gutfeld, other news shows doing a killer Kamala Harris. Of course, SNL would never have her on. And she's really funny when she's not doing Kamala Harris. She got a great sense of humor. She's really smart. And you guys, I got a ton of positive shit when she was on the first time. Anyways, welcome back to the show, our friend Estee Palti. How are you, Estee?
I'm good, Nick. Thank you for having me again.
There you are. Now you're in New York, right?
Yes.
I forget. In the city or no?
Yeah, in the city, unfortunately.
Anybody stab you yet? Punch you in the face yet?
Last week, just on Wednesday, surprisingly, only on Wednesday.
She always gets me going. I haven't been back. I feel like I left New York right before it turned into a fucking cesspool. And the fact that people, I don't know. I guess some people have to be there, but what a good reason to go somewhere else.
You're 100% right. I mean, listen, I'm with you. I won't leave for other reasons. My husband just refuses to leave, but...
Is he a native New Yorker?
He's not. No, we all immigrated here when we were really young. Oh, yeah. And I told him, we need to leave. Our parents came here for a better life. Obviously, shit's gone down ever since Giuliani left his post. We need to, really think about why we're still here, surrounded by Dems, homelessness. I have a migrant in my fucking backyard right this second. He's sleeping on my petunias. I'm sick of this shit.
Do you believe... Because when I read the comments, I'll read comments after a story about New York City and, how bad Alvin Bragg is, blah, 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 or the mayor. He was the biggest disappointment, but I saw that coming a mile away. Then people in the comments will always go, well, New Yorkers deserve that's what they voted for. I'm so cynical. I say, no. I say Alvin Braggs of the world, they get appointed. I know that's a bad example. Some states, the attorney general does get appointed. Some get elected. I don't know what it is in New York. But I'm saying it's not always the case that people... I'm so cynical, I don't even believe my vote counted in the last presidential election. So,
well, you're 100% right to say that because Long Island, New York State is all red. They hate that this really densely populated area in New York City is responsible for, this election turnout. It's between the white liberals... Yeah. And it's between the minorities that love when people like AOC blow smoke up their asses. I don't know what it is, but it's straight and pure ignorance. I've asked people, why did you vote for AOC? Why do you want her in this district? Why she's literally a retard. She's an ex-bartender. No offense to bartenders, but that's all she can bring to the table. She doesn't know what she's doing, and it's because she's Latina. At the end of the day, and that's what they say. Now we're gonna have a Latina in office. Now it's our turn. Now it was the same shit when Obama was in office. All the black people, I'm like, can you name one thing you like? And I tell them, you're not the reason he's in office. The white conservatives and a lot of the white Dems voted Obama in. It really had nothing to do with that. Yeah. But it's the people that are keeping these people in power. Democrats are very easy to sway. You got to just go like this with the Kamala pearls.
Did you say white conservatives helped Obama get in?
Some white conservatives did. They had high hopes for him. They did. He knew how to speak. he was like a perfect Trojan horse, let me tell you.
Oh,
He
I
even
know.
had-
And he's an overrated speaker, by the way. He, as far as his delivery, yes, I'll give him an A. But as far as originality, he's never said anything profound in his fucking life. Because again, we lower the standards out of fairness for everybody. And I think his fingerprints are all over the shit that's happening right now. And of course, you say that, you know,
If you toggle over here, the mask comes right off, and then the black skin appears when you do that to Joe. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say on the topic. I have firsthand experience. I'm his favorite diaper changer. Okay, so I've seen everything under the suit. I can tell you right now, Barack Hussein Obama is running the show.
Amen, Vice President Harris, who's soon to be ex-Vice President, fucking Target cashier.
That's why I came back, Nick. Are you gonna have a job for me in November? It's looking bad.
Oh Christ, yeah. I'll. What can I?
You need your diaper changed?
Actually, I go commando. So, did you see?
It's so funny. So does Joe sometimes. We hate it.
You know what's funny about? Well, he used to as a senator. Remember, he used to jump in the pool with
I don't
women.
remember that.
Secret agents. Oh yeah, you weren't even around, Kamala.
Probably not.
Secret agents were around, and female secret, and he would come out completely naked in the fucking pool at the White House. Just to, apparently Hunter's a chip off the old block. Just a fucking not only the worst president of all time, just an unlikable jerk off.
Yeah.
He wasn't even when he had his marbles. He was a fucking dope.
He was. And he was racist. He was disgusting. We are in a very narcissistic relationship with this entire administration. Everything they've said that Trump has done everything they take credit for, it's the complete opposite. So I always tell liberals, like, I know that it's really hard for you to try to rewire your brains because they've already melted, but literally just take the opposite of what you hear from this administration and understand that it's exactly the opposite of what they say, and you'll be better off and you'll understand politics a lot better. But they can't do it.
They really do project, and I remember Tucker Carlson saying all the time, whatever they're accusing you of doing, they're doing right now.
Yep.
And I thought that was a bit of exaggeration. And then I go, holy shit, especially with the Trump.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. Have you even heard, I understand, I think, but nobody even brings up the 25th Amendment now, which is if you're not fit to be president. I mean, this guy was the reason it was invented, and I can only guess that the Republicans or the people don't bring it up because let him hang himself. Why replace somebody? Let this guy who's literally the worst ever, let him hang himself. But it's so funny. You don't even, I haven't heard the term 25th Amendment from anybody. Sean Hannity, anybody. Isn't that? And that's all we heard when Trump was in office for a month. They were like, he's not fit to. It is fucking, like you said, it's the exact opposite. And Trump's
he's
not
the one that lowered insulin costs. Biden came in, undid it, and then did it again and took credit for everything that Trump did. That's the insanity that we're dealing with. And I'm still seeing people 4 years down the line. I'm still seeing these idiots on X all the time, on Facebook, and they're still saying, well, Biden did this for the country. What the hell did Trump do? And you can't even argue with them. You're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Trump is the one that put that into motion. You guys said he's going to start World War III. We're in 3 fucking proxy wars right now. What are you guys talking about? No, he's the only one that was able to get us out of Afghanistan. I'm like, did you see how he got us out? He fucking flushed us out the toilet. Like, I don't understand what these people, how they see it in such a different perspective, but it's sickening at this point because it's destroying the country.
Well, that brings up we're talking to Estee Palti, by the way, that brings up the question, the age-old question. Do they really believe? I believe most of them actually believe what they're saying. The other ones are, know it's bullshit, but they just want to win. They don't care, if that results by any means necessary. The Joe Scarboroughs of the world, and I think he's smart enough to know this is bullshit. And
it's an ego thing. They're not going to admit it because then they have to admit that they were wrong, and that's really what I see. I see Bill Mayer. I see these people that just don't want to admit it, and they're going to sit there and say, when you really press them into a corner, they're going to be like, look. Is Biden the best thing in the world? No, but it can't be that guy. That's what this entire administration bets on. Like, as long as it's not Trump, anybody else is better, even Joe. That's really what I see what's happening.
They say the same shit. No, you're right. I've never seen the hate like that, but I'm 62, so I've voted in a lot of elections. Reagan, they called him a Nazi. It doesn't matter what Republican. It's the same arguments, racist, Nazi, homophobe. We've been hearing for 40 fucking years. I think the reason that they take it up a notch with Trump, and nobody says this but me, white, Christian, blonde hair, blue-eyed, old white billionaire. That is the devil to them. You combine Reagan and all those other guys, and this is to them. He embodies the fucking devil. And it's like you said, I can't understand. We have a track record to look back now on. It's one thing to say it when he's running for the first time, but then to fucking live through it and go, look, the economy was killer, and everything else. Crime was down. All that shit, unemployment, and to look at that and go, no, we can't have them. Well, so you really do. You're fucking Marxist. Hey, guys, in the second half of the show, I will be continuing our interesting talk, me and Estee Palti. And we bring up all kinds of stuff as far as the rescue this past weekend of the hostages, why people hate Jews, and why they hate me. I don't understand. Actually, I do. My mother tells me every time she sees me. She always goes, why do you think that is, Nick? I go, I get your personality. No. She's a sweetie. Anyways, so stay tuned for the second half of that. Get full episodes of the Nick Di Paolo Show and Louder with Crowder 4 days a week. Bryan Callen and MrGunsNGear weekly and exclusive live streams with Alex Jones for all of that for $9 monthly or $89 annually. That's exclusively on Mug Club. So sign up now. And for you listeners out there, we're now uploading the complete audio version of the show in addition to the video. Watchers, you can still access the video version as normal. Now back to more of my chat with the great Estee Palti. Hey, boys and girls, head over to nickdip.com to get exclusive hats, T-shirts, hoodies, and more. It's yet another way for you to support the show and look sexy at the same time. You can also get signed copies of my previous specials and all of the Nicka shirts. Just go to nickdip.com and click on store. Again, that's nickdip.com. Click on store. Thank you guys so much. See you soon. I keep saying let's stop calling them the Democrat Party and call them what the fuck they are, which is a criminal enterprise.
Yeah.
AKA the Democrats. But they're fucking... People used to say good and evil. I thought that was a little hyperbolic.
No, it really is good and evil now.
It is.
Really
I honest to God.
Yeah. It really is. It has to be, because look at everything that's happening. They're everything against God and Christian values, and it doesn't have to be Christian.
That's true.
It's just religious values. To have that fear of God, and they took them out of school, and they're starting to get way too liberal. And it's this progressivism that's gonna kill everybody. These liberal women, especially the liberal white women, I don't understand why they think everything is their problem. Like from the war in Ukraine to
abortion.
Hamas, even, and they're like this is all about me. Like, I don't understand. They feel this sense of like entitlement of like, I'm going to sit here and be against the white man, like you said, and everything just got very convoluted, and people's emotions are at an all-time high, and you can really see there's two sides here. It's really not Democrat versus Republican anymore. It's good versus evil. It's what values do you want to land with? That's it.
Yeah. There is no buffer between. And when it gets to that point where you can't agree on what color the fucking sky is, I gotta believe violence isn't far in the future.
No, we're gonna be this nation's going through like this nation's gonna go through a bad divorce. I'm just curious, like with the custody battle, who's gonna get the kids? I don't know what's gonna happen.
I really
think we should split the country down the middle. I'm the only one saying this. I don't say it really too much out loud on social media, but we really should. We'll take the guns. We'll take the Constitution. You take your fucking rainbow flag. You stand all the way over there. We'll take your guns. We'll take them off your hands. Don't worry about it. And we're just going to live life like that, the way that they want, the way they insist. You marry whoever, you call yourself a goat, a sheep. You do what you got to do. Take Biden with you. Take Hunter, take Hillary, take Pelosi. My God, go go crazy.
Yeah.
Leave the normal, sound-minded people here. It's just going to become like a race of, what side do we want? Do we want California or do we want the East Coast?
Yeah, we're talking about balkanization. And I know. Who gets the military, though?
Clearly us, but I don't want this new age military shit. I want the old school boys. I want that.
Oh, I don't. I want to see a guy try to shoot me in a fucking hoop skirt, and a hat from Belk's, fucking twat. Yeah, it is. We are living in bizarre times. Over the weekend, let's talk about, first of all, the great rescue the IDF did, saving 4 hostages. And then funny, CNN, fucking 5 minutes after, did you read their book?
Released?
Yeah, released. They used the word released.
Bullshit.
And can you
Disgusting.
fucking imagine? And we're supposed to, first of all, they hope we don't notice. And when we do, they're like, oh, clearly a mistake on our, you motherfuckers, do you ever stop lying? Ever.
Now that's why all eyes on Rafah. That's why they didn't want us in there. And we see this. We know this. Like, I feel like Jews, like when we talk to each other about this, it's like some of us get frustrated.
That's what makes us nervous, though, Estee.
Yeah.
When you guys start chatting amongst yourselves, this is when we all get nervous. I'm going to digress a bit. I'm flipping through
Sure.
X and I see Rogan, Clipper Rogan. I'm guessing it's today or yesterday or this weekend. And they're showing Hitler giving a speech. And there's some whatever, some app or something you can do that decode, it translates it into English subtitles. And supposedly this is legit. And he's saying about, how foreigners are invading and whatever. It sounds a lot. And I'm not saying Trump is Hitler, but I'm saying what he was saying is just defending Germany and to get all these foreigners out or whatever. It's very similar to and I don't have a problem with it. I just don't fucking genocide. I mean, you don't fucking do that. But what are your feelings as a Jew on that? People are like, because he was blaming the Jews, Hitler was blaming the Jews for everything, for, they're changing our culture, blah, blah, blah. What do you say?
It's the way that you put
you're
it
a
into
Trump
context.
fan.
They're going to try to make Trump look like a Nazi for saying that. Like when he said that he didn't want people from the border coming in, he was talking about the criminals. Like they're bringing rape. Do you remember how they went wild with that video? And they said, look, he's a racist. He doesn't want Mexicans. He doesn't want this. That's what built this country.
Yeah.
We know it's bullshit. What are the Jews saying? I'll tell you like this. I told you this before in the last episode. The Mizrahi Jews and the Jews that are very understanding of and closer to God in the sense of we're practicing Jews and we did not assimilate to that extent where we've become liberal Jews.
Right.
The Jews that have, and I still say it, the Jews that are normal very much understand that Trump is our only hope. And the reason why I say this is because it's true. If we allow Biden and Harris to get another 4 years, well, they're pretending that they're pro-Israel. They're not. They're pro a two-state solution. And Jews understand that there is no such thing as a two-state solution. These people want Jews dead. It is throughout history. Yeah. Even before this occupation that they state, even in 1920, 56 people killed brutally, 56 of them in Hebron. There was no occupation. What's your excuse then? All of the Jews that are getting slaughtered from Iran, from the 20 nations surrounding that little tiny triangle, they want Jews gone. They want them eradicated. We know this. This is our history. It is millennia old. We understand this. Unfortunately, we are right now battling with the Jews that don't understand this, that are more like, well, politically, I don't really like Trump. And I'm like, okay, well, not politically. Your family's going to fucking die. It's our lineages that depend on this decision this time around. Now, I know a lot of Jews came around this time, especially after October 7th. A lot of them are like, you know what? I don't like the policies. I'm a hardcore Democrat. This year, that has to change because we don't like what's going on. It's too similar to Nazi Germany. We can't have this happen. I care. I give a shit. I'm going to vote for Trump because I feel like he can stop this. But there's another side that's like, no, Biden said he's pro-Israel. And those are the blind Jews.
But
I'll tell you something before you cut me off.
Yeah.
I want to say that only 25 or 30% of Jews followed Moses out of Egypt. A lot of people don't know this. Do you know how many Jews were terrified and stayed behind? They all perished. They all died. Do you know how many Jews on the road were terrified and said, no, Pharaoh's going to be pissed. He's going to come after us. We're going to go back. Okay, so fucking go back. And then there was also the Jews that pretty much, betrayed their fellow Jew to go ahead and survive. Only 20 to 30% made it across and actually got into the land of Israel. I say this because it's very important to understand that that's what we see happening right now. Not all the Jews are unified in this. Some of them very blindly don't understand that Hamas it's not going to stop here. October 7th is one of many unfortunate events. It's not going to stop. It has to be Trump if we want the Jewish state to continue thriving. If not, a two-state solution, they're going to get rid of Israel that way. And that's it.
What do you say to the this far right, not just conservatives, that say that the Jews are playing too big a role in the U.S. government, and as far as
Well, you know what? Indians
What?
play too much of a fucking role at 7-Eleven for me, okay? The Greeks have way too much
Well,
of a role
I
at
don't
all the
know.
diners over here. The Asians got way too much of a role in all the grocery stores around here. I'm sorry we're successful. I don't know what these people want us to say, but the amount that we have donated and attributed to civilization, look at how many Nobel Peace Prize winners
Oh,
are
no
Jews.
doubt about it. But people, the anti-Semites say you're playing us goyim, which I'm like, well, whatever. I go, if that's what you think, do something about it. And I said you the last time you were on, I said, I think people are insecure about how intelligent the average Jew is. That's my take
That
on
may
it.
be true, and I do say that it makes, it makes Jews, like, I'll say it like this. I see a lot of Jewish last names that run media, right? That's a good example. Media. Very,
Right.
a lot of Jews are in media. If media was controlled by the Jews, though, wouldn't the propaganda be on our side? Because all I see is the Jews losing the propaganda war.
But aren't those the
Well,
Jews? Aren't those the Jews that you're talking about that disagree with the normal Jews that run the media?
That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
It's not all on one team. There are the Jews that actually practice Jewish values,
Right.
that honor life, that just want to, like, they're calm. Look at these protests. Look at every Jewish protest. They're all calm people. They just want to assimilate and live normally and, hold on to their faith and their values. But the confusion comes in when there's people with the last name like Rothschild that happens to be Jewish. These are not practicing Jews. These are not practicing Jews. We don't consider them a part of our, these are elitists. These are elite Jews. So that's why it's so dangerous to talk about all Jews are bad, for this reason.
Hey, for those of you guys on Mug Club, stick around for the rest of this great interview. Everyone else, go to nickdip.com and join to get my full show, Steven Crowder's full show, and a whole lot more. And I mean a lot more.
Hi, good night, everybody.
I won't take all that they hand me down and make out I smile though I wear a frown. And I'm not gonna take it all lying down, 'cause once I get started I go to town. 'Cause I'm not like everybody else. No, no, I'm not like everybody else.